Welcome to the Wealth Transfer with TC. Today, I'm going to be talking about Zion Oil and Gas. And many of you know that they had an announcement a couple weeks ago about some delays that were taking place, and I'm going to get into the main reason why there is a delay. But also, I want to touch on something else because Israel in the physical is under attack, but also Zion Oil itself is under spiritual attack, and I'll get into that towards the end of the video. Now, first, before I get started, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just sharing information, giving you my thoughts and my opinions on that information. If you guys like these videos that I make, the support links are down below in the description and also the About section. Now, you see the price of Zion Oil currently is at almost 4.5 cents, 0.043. It opened up at 4 cents and has been hovering around that 4-cent mark ever since that delay information came out. And so with the delay and how long it's going to take for them to get back drilling again has caused the price to go down to around the 4-cent mark. If you guys remember, it was fluctuating between 6 and 7 cents for a long time, and then with this news now it's down to 4 cents. Now I'm just going to read some of the update that's the most important, and then I'm just going to kind of paraphrase some of the other reasons why there's these delays. Now it says here that on September the 11th, we want to give you an update on the current status of our MJ01 recompletion project. Our operations have recently faced significant delays due to an unforeseen combination of downhole challenges, logistical constraints, and geopolitical factors. Not surprisingly, after 6 years of inactivity and a well over 3 miles deep, the MJ1 wellbore presents a challenging environment. One major delay that has arisen is our drill pipe separated and a section of it, called the fish, dropped near the bottom of the hole. This is not an uncommon occurrence oil and gas drilling operations, but we do need to recover the fish to resume operations. The specialized tools we need are not in Israel, but we believe we have located all of them, which then will need to be shipped to Israel, clear Israel customs, and be transported to our rig site. So this is what is taking place. So a part of the drill is separated, right? So that is the major delay, right? So they have to get everything shipped in, and because of the war, and there's going to be shipping delays, so that's understandable. And then there's the physical demand on the employees, the ones that have been working on this from the very beginning. They're tired. Some of them probably have families, and they have to get their visas worked on again. So I imagine that this is going to be a much needed break for them. Right? They can go see their families or do whatever they normally do and Zion Oil get all their visa information straightened out. Then we also have Israel holidays coming up, the Feast of Trumpets. And then October the 7th, we have the memorial for what took place with Israel last year when they were attacked and a lot of people lost their lives. And so probably more than likely there would have been a shutdown anyway for at least 2 to 3 weeks just because of the holidays and the memorial that was going to take place in Israel. Israel anyway, they're under a lot of fire, folks, and so there's just a lot that is taking place, and I'm kind of torn on where we are at in this timeline with the end times and how close we are to the revelation of things that we have been looking for as far as, the tribulation and the third temple and so on. So the times that we live in, it's scary, but also when you're in Christ, you know that everything's going to be okay no matter what happens or what takes place. Now I want to shift the conversation to that Zion Oil is actually under spiritual attack. I know there are different groups and Facebook groups and so on, people praying, and we should be praying, especially now, over Israel, over the region, and over the innocent, right? Because, it's a shame to see Christians support, some of the things that I would never think that they would support when it comes to the innocent being taken out in the Middle East, because it's the innocent that always suffer. But Zion Oil is under spiritual attack, and I want to point you guys to a video from somebody who claims to be a prophet of God who's been attacking American Christians. It's My King Yoshia. Her name is Kim. She has been prophesying against Zine Oil. She came out in her video and said that Zine Oil is a money laundering operation. That's what God told her. And she wears the thing over her head to pretend like she's holy and she's a prophet. And, I'm not going to go any further than that. If you guys don't see it, if you don't see the deception, I don't know where your head is at. But she says here, the oil of God. Prophesy against the oil. So she's trying to instruct people to prophesy against Zine Oil. So when she's doing this and you are in agreement with it, you are doing the same thing that she is. Right? And she is no stranger. She attacked American Christians. She attacked the West over the dinar, saying that we're really greedy and we're not going to be able to exchange our dinars and we're going to lose out and all that stuff. So that's what she said. So she's prophesying against Americans in the West, kind of like Tommy O'Reilly, which, at first I thought, let's see what's going on with this guy. But he's prophesied a lot against the United States. He's missed a lot of prophecies, and he's also prophesying that the United States will be eating bugs, that we will all be eating bugs by the end of 2024. So there's a lot of attacks on Americans and on the Americans who are in the wealth transfer, who are trying to do certain things for the benefit and glory of God. Okay, and just so you guys know that she's not a real prophet, because, and if you can see here, this is from one of her videos, she prophesied back in November of 2022 that on December the 23rd, of 2022, we were going to have 2 market crashes, right? And then in January, we were going to have the wealth transfer. Okay, and there was going to be this great awakening that was going to take place in the year of 2023, right? And none of those things happened. So she's clearly not hearing from God. And I just don't see anything else from her except for her sitting on her bed and prophesying. But she missed it completely. Being a prophet of God, when you look at Hananiah and you look at Balaam, the Bible calls them prophets of God who went astray and prophesied against what God said. And the end of both of them were the same. One did it for nationalism. The other was trying to do it for financial gain. The Bible clearly warns that there will be many false prophets in the end times. To me, that means more than 50%. And actually, many is probably around 75%, because the word most, I would believe, would be around 90%. So there's very few people I trust to begin with anyway. So yes, when we do pray, we need to pray against the curses that are trying to come upon Zine Oil. I haven't always agreed with the Zine Oil leadership and a lot of the decisions that they've made over the years, but I still have faith and still believe what God showed me about Zine Oil. And yes, it's taken time, just like it took time for the Israelites, for the Hebrews, to get from Egypt to the Promised Land. But when you have people like this, so you have to rebuke those false words that have come against Zine Oil. I do think that according to the short information, that we'll know when Zine Oil is going to make an announcement, and you'll see the short volume ratio drop when that takes place. So hopefully we'll see that information. If it comes out on time, we'll see it before the actual announcement that they have started drilling again. So anyways, folks, that is all that I have for this today. I thank you guys for listening. God bless. TC out.